This white layer cake is moist, tender, and perfectly white. It's perfect for a special event, a wedding, and it's paired with a lovely vanilla buttercream that's whipped and light as well. You put them together and you have a heavenly, beautiful, lovely white cake. Hi, I'm Lindsay from Life, Love, and Sugar, and today we're making a white layer cake. All right, so to get started, we're going to combine our dry ingredients. We've got all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt. We'll stir these together and then set them aside. All right, so now we'll start with our wet ingredients. We've got some butter and a little vegetable oil for some extra moisture, and our regular granulated sugar. We'll put this on our mixer and mix it all together until it's light, fluffy, and creamy, about 2 to 3 minutes. You can see here it's gotten nice and fluffy and light in color. That's what you're looking for. And then you're ready to go ahead and add your egg whites. We're gonna add the egg whites in 3 batches. All right, gonna add another third of our egg whites. All right, when that's pretty well combined, we're gonna add the rest of our eggs. And we'll mix that until it's well combined. We've got our egg whites all mixed in, so now we're gonna start alternating with adding our dry ingredients and our milk. So we're gonna add half of our dry ingredients to start. All right, when that's mostly combined, we'll add our milk and vanilla extract. All right, now we'll add the rest of our dry ingredients. You want to keep mixing until things just come together nicely. You don't want to overmix. And now we're ready to put our cake batter into our cake pans. So you'll need 3 8-inch cake pans. I have mine sprayed with baking spray on the sides and some parchment paper on the bottom so that your cakes don't stick. I like to weigh my batter and divide it evenly between my cake pans so I know it's even. That way they'll bake evenly and they'll be even in the cake. All right, now that we have our batter in our pans, we can go ahead and spread that out evenly. All right, so now we'll just pop these in the oven. Okay, so while our cakes bake, we're gonna go ahead and make our buttercream. We've got plenty of room temperature butter here. We'll pop this on the mixer and mix it up until it's smooth and creamy. All right, so now that it's smooth and creamy, we're gonna add about half of our powdered sugar. We'll mix this up until it gets smooth and creamy. All right, that's creamy, smooth, well combined, so we're gonna go ahead and add our vanilla extract and a little bit of salt, a couple pinches. It adds some nice flavor, cuts down on the sweetness, but you don't want to get too much salt in there or it can start to taste salty. And we're going to add a couple tablespoons of our cream. Go ahead and stir all that up until it's well combined. All right, now we're going to finish off the rest of our powdered sugar. Probably noticed that it's pretty thick at this point, so we're gonna add a little bit more of our cream and start to thin that back out so that we get the right consistency. All right, so now we've got everything in there. It's combined, it's smooth, it's creamy. I'm gonna give it one more scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then we're actually gonna turn the speed up and whip it for a few minutes. Look at that. Beautiful white frosting, light, fluffy, and ready for your cake. All right, so we've got our cooled cakes and our buttercream frosting ready to go, so we're gonna go ahead and build our cake. Grab your first cake layer and put it on, I like to use these little cardboard rounds. So make sure your cake is level. If you need to trim it off the top a little bit, you can. Mine's pretty flat. So then we're gonna add a cup of buttercream to the top of our cake layer. We'll spread this into an even layer. You wanna make sure you spread it all the way to the edges, even with a little bit hanging off the edge. Now we're gonna add our second layer of cake. And we'll add another cup of frosting. All right, now we'll add our final layer of cake on top. All right, so now that your cake is built, we're gonna go ahead and frost the outside. I like to start by putting frosting on the top of my cake and then do the sides. Now to add the frosting to the sides of my cake, I actually like to use a piping tip, 789 Wilton. All right, so now I'm gonna use my icing smoother to start smoothing the sides. All right, we'll do the top edges of the cake, clean everything up here. It's not quite as smooth as I like it with just using my offset spatula and icing smoother, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my paper towel to smooth it out a little bit more. If you wanna know more about this method, I have a whole tutorial. Once you're happy with your frosted cake, you can go ahead and decorate it. I'm gonna go ahead and add my frosting to a piping bag fitted with the Ateco 844 tip. So one way that you can mark where your rosettes are gonna go so that you know they're gonna be evenly spaced and you're not gonna have them kind of lopsided is to use a little toothpick. There we go, and now you can kind of fill in some spots around the outside if you like with just a few little drop flowers. And now we're gonna pipe a border around the bottom of the cake. And there you have your beautiful white layer cake. It's light, it's fluffy and tender, it's moist, and it's so elegant. It is perfect for your next occasion. For the full recipe, head over to lifeloveandsugar.com.